Welcome. Blessed morning to you guys. Today is Monday morning, and obviously, as usual, we're back in your faces to give you guys all the updates concerning music across the country. Today is quite different because obviously, our own OBO has made African proud again. Sold out the iconic O2 Arena, worth about 20,000 capacity. And obviously, they just sold out with low tickets. It's sold out with one of the most expensive tickets in the history of Africans doing the O2. His standing tickets went as far as about £90, which is about almost £100. And if you convert that to Naira, you can imagine how much that is. Davido really is the king of Afrobeat, and he has portrayed this one at the O2. Up next is Davido going to the Aqua Arena on the 1st of day of January, and we are waiting to see what he's set to do in France. By the way, my name is Daki. You can spell it as Darki, and then you know it's double E. Welcome again to this space. Before the news, we want to say a big thank you to you guys, especially for what you guys have been doing for us. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your consistency. It means a lot for us. It's top notch, and we can't buy this with money. We're saying thank you for all of that you've done for us. At the time, you can stream us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Please come through. We are waiting for you in these spaces. Also, want to implore you guys to please turn on your notification button so you'll be the first person to know whenever we drop a video. The weekend was buzzing. We had a lot of news over the weekend. It began with Arya Star and Sonia Day. Then it went on to Very Dark Black Man. Opening the mystery that has to do with Gemini, and that's the ex of Lil Frosh, and it opened that situation again. Well, Lee first came out to say he was framed up. All of what she said at the time that made him lose his career were not true, because he didn't do what she said he did to her and all of that. He denied that, but just when we're about sinking that in, we saw Gemini coming out again to say no, Lee First lied because he did all of that. The question is, who are we going to believe on this one? Obviously, on Sunday, Davido made us proud again with his performance at the O2 Arena. If I were you, I would join our reactions today. We'll give you guys all the updates as it concerns Davido, the O2, and all of that. In the meantime, the BURNA Boy was also in Nigeria, where he had the pop-up thingy in Lagos, where people came out in numbers to see what their Odogu will look like. Sheva was with him, and just trusted all this news will bring them to you. At the same time, on Saturday, we saw a very big news coming from the stables of Ashake and Zlatan. If I were you, I would not miss any of Gusto content. So what you do is simple. Please put on that button, that bell button, put it on so that whenever we make a post content, you are also going to be aware and see all the happenings regarding all I've said. We'll begin the news today with Davido. We saw on Saturday Davido and Chris Daniel, and the 20 remix recorded about 305,196 streams on Spotify in Nigeria on its first day of release. At the same time, on Saturday, we saw where they released a video for Twe, a video that was shot by TJ Mori. Amazing video shoot, very, very, very simple shoot. Very it has a lot of dynamics in it and all of that. You could see it from different angles, right? And you want to ask yourself, what exactly is TJ Mori doing on this one? But trust me, if you paid attention, you probably see what he was doing, and you will know he made a art of this project. So Davido's entrance was amazing. He did a very, very best on this one. And even for the video shoot, Davido really outdid himself. And it's looking like Davido is comfortably working with TJ Mori. And like now, we've seen TJ working with Christiana before on the Boga video. TJ was the guy behind that, made a masterpiece. And this time, TJ is coming through again with the biggest song in the country at the time, 20 Remix. And trust us to say, it is a beauty, a masterpiece by building it. We saw Danerega coming out to say 12 music video has clean visuals, but it's poorly directed. It doesn't match the song. First, there's Chris Daniel outfit, which is seen rocking a pair of drop earrings, followed by the unrealistic chicken scene, which was pointless. To make matters worse, Davido's scene was Egyptian themed, and this was the wrong idea because the Egyptian symbols didn't correlate with the verse or any of his lyrics. TG Obori could have done a better job, no offense, coming from TG. Coming from Danerega, and then TG responded saying, because I know rent 500 kk from you, because I changed my mind, Daniel, I thought I explained to you and your landlord already how I won't take chop or sleep this night now with this video rating from TJ. Just a cruise and band from TJ Murray and obviously Danerega. Back to Davido. Finally for this week, Davido Since Chris Brown's sensational with David and Loj is predicted to make a debut on the Billboard Hot 100 chart for this week at 96. Now, this is going to be Davido's first entry on the chart, and we all can't wait to see if this prediction would come true. This has been Davido's outcry for like a long time. When will he finally break the jeans to be in the Billboard Hot 100? It's looking like this week might just be that week for him. Moving on, we saw Chris Daniel and Davido TW remix is now number one song on Nigeria Apple Music. Top song, big one. At the time, this is a massive song in the country, and I fear this might just be there for a very long time. Moving on, we saw Davido Timeless re-enters the top 100 on the UK Apple Music top album chart following his old Arena show due for today. We saw yesterday, this came as a cruise because we saw earlier in the day, Sophie made a post where she said she was never going to post a man. And after she made that post, Davido made a post of him sizing his wife bought at the time, touching it. For some person, look inappropriate, but he's paid the bride price, is his wife, and he can do whatever he want to do with his wife body. And there was somewhere he posted on the story, and this is just a point to say Chioma is a very beautiful lady, and every man, this is every man's dream, trust me. I also Davido really enjoying himself with his wife, parading her beauty everywhere it's going. Davido at the O2. We saw Greatness visiting the O2 yesterday. That was Sunday, 28th of January. We saw Special Spesh came out to give the intro for Davido, give an energetic intro with the shout out, give it up for all those thingy. He came out, did all of that. Everywhere was all pumped up, and from nowhere we saw for Afrobeat artists, right? We look out for their entrance. It's like that's our like best moment. Ashake came through the helicopter. Davido, WIZKID have had amazing entrances, but Davido was quite simple this time. He came like from top, sitting on a very long couch, and then he was singing the song over them. That was the first song he began the show with. And for a man who has gone through a lot, trust me, over them is the best way to begin your O2 journey. Moving on, we saw Davido bringing out a couple of persons. Logos was around, but then especially brought out Kiss Daniel, which a lot of persons saw coming because this was going to be a big push for Kiss Daniel, thinking of the fact that he also has his own show at the OVO later in the year. Is a good way to just make the UK guys know that I'm Kiss Daniel and I'm here to give you guys a run for your money. At the same time, Davido brought out Angelique Kidjo. She came out looking so plumpy and energetic, dancing, and then she had her own session to herself where she gave them what her songs look like. For Angelique Kidjo, trust me, there's never going to be a boring moment with Angelique Kidjo. We saw obviously Trauma was backstage with Cubana Chief Priest and his wife, where they were all sharing obviously Trauma's husband on stage. And this is a very proud moment to see after all they've been through together from last year to this year. It's been a whole lot of roller coaster. They lost a child, they got married, they left the country. There's an Anita case, so many cases of Davido sleeping around and all of that. That could have broken any home, but for Trauma, she's relentless and she knows what she wants, and she has kept true to that. Moving on, we saw Davido coming out just on backstage after he got the plaque and all of that. He came out to give an announcement that the next one in UK is going to be a stadium, and that was a massive one. Davido has announced that he's not going to do the O2, maybe not now, but then the next time is going to be the UK is going to be a stadium, and we are waiting to see which stadium he's going to choose. And obviously, from his peers, BURNA has done the stadium, the London Stadium. WIZKID has done the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Davido is due for a stadium. And moving on, we saw Davido and Trapstar Timeless collaboration. They had an early access release today at Davido's show, and they have come out to say all proceeds from the collaboration will be donated to African Foundation to help young creative. And this is a very good one from David and his team to make sure that they also have a way from the show to also give back to the society. And with this, we want to say Davido is a man with the heart of gold. Moving on, we have Burna Boy as the next guy on the news. We saw Burna Boy was at the pop-up event in Lagos. At this point, he looked so tired. He was there shirtless, and Burna Boy came with this serenade of glamour, came with all these pop-up vehicles were everywhere. And Burna Boy is just that guy that knows to steal the highlight. Steal the highlight, and he did just that at the Lagos pop-up event. We saw where it was there with his mom and dad, and then Sheyi Vibes was also with him. Sheyi Vibes actually drove with him, and then we saw where Sheyi went to prostrate to greet Burna Boy's mom. And moving on, we saw Burna Boy, Tony and Singh, Popcan have just surpassed 25 million streams on Spotify. At the same time, Burna Boy, I Told Them single with GZA have just surpassed 7 million streams on Spotify. And with the project, I told them all 13 songs from the album have now surpassed 7 million streams on Spotify. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy Gumbody with Juja Smith have just surpassed 75 million streams on Spotify, and then Burna Boy Kilometer have surpassed 50 million streams on Spotify. And just so you know, it became the fourth song of the Love Damini album, and Burna Boy 23rd song to reach that milestone. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy on Form have surpassed 10 million streams on Spotify, and that was the 10th song from their To Them album to reach that milestone. Moving on, so Burna Boy Bono have just surpassed 150 million streams on Spotify, and Burna Boy, I told them, I've just surpassed 35 million streams on Spotify. That's a project which I've just surpassed outside with 334. That's 334 million streams, and it is now Burna Boy third most streamed album on Spotify, and at the same time, it is the 12th most streamed project, Nigerian project, on Spotify. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy on the low. I've just surpassed 260 million streams on Spotify, and then Location with Dave and Burna Boy has been on top song Nigeria for the longest, talking about 102 weeks straight. And if you do your math, that's about 3 years, there about 4 years. That's about 2 years plus. And it's a big one to know that Burna Boy has been in this space, dominating it for about 2 years plus. Moving on, we have the quietest guy in the world talking about WIZKID as the next guy on the news. WIZKID doesn't like stress, doesn't like problem. He wants to just live his life, make money, and enjoy himself to the fullest. We saw where he was having a father and son moment, doing the chit chat with his baby, and then doing the I. A lot of people just saw that funny because WIZKID really has a big heart for his craft and his family, and then he did all of that, chasing the boy around the apartment. And it was nice to see that WIZKID, I missed audio talk about how WIZKID doesn't care. This guy really cared a lot by his children at the time. To continue his streak, we saw WIZKID, Sandman Volume 2 has now spent 37th day at number 1. That's a very massive one for him. And surprisingly, Naam Siaga has left number 2. And then we have Evil Twins, the project released by Jerick and Psycho YP, sitting pretty as number 2. Moving on, so WIZKID More Love Less Ego has now sold over 100,000 total units in the US, and this is a massive one from WIZKID. A lot of persons thought that this album was a flop, but surprisingly, this album is doing massive numbers way beyond people's expectation, especially in the US. Moving on, so WIZKID posting over the weekend where he said, "From my experience, the sky is not the limit. Your mind is the limit." Now that's like the biggest. This is like the sincere thing you find online over the weekend. Trust me. The sky used to be the limit before now, but now as you speak, your mind really is the limit. Whatever you cannot limit in your mind, you're probably going to achieve it. And WIZKID has just confirmed that. Moving away from the three goats, we have Charlie Fogg and his brother again, Zeri. They are coming off online again to pepper Nigerians. I saw about 2 weeks ago where they came with a dance step where they danced back and forth, holding their shirt, and it became a Nigerian syndrome. Everyone was dancing it, from Sydney to Keita to almost big celebrities were doing the dance, and it was amazing to see that Charlie Poppy is not dropping song, but then is influencing Nigeria with his lifestyle. This time we saw him disturbing his brother Zero, where he kept his leg on his brother's leg, and then he was seen saying, "If I don't disturb him, who will I disturb? He's not my brother." And after he said that, he kept the leg on his head, on his face, just put the leg and disturb him more, to just show that yes, he's my brother. We have big love for family in this space. And finally, we're having reports from other news that Lil J and Fireboy are coming through next. And obviously, whoever is going to release this one, without Lil J or Fireboy, we know if Fireboy releases this one, it's going to be on Fireboy's album. And then if Lil J releases this one, where will he put it? Basically, but we know that for a fact, Lil J and Fireboy are coming through with a massive collaboration, waiting to see what that one will look like and what it will do in Fireboy's reinvention. My name is Taki. Catch you guys on the very, very next one. Please stay safe, guys, and have fun at work. It's Monday morning.